Hey guys, this is Vid. This is my Glacor killing guide. I'm going to show lots of new methods that aren't featured in other videos. First, you need to complete a Ritual of the Mazrak. It's a Grandmaster quest, and you can't get to the Glacors unless you have completed it. I also highly recommend 95 magic. You can do it with 75, but it's not as effective. If you were doing it with 75, you would use Fire Wave. They are weak to fire attacks, but I would recommend using Fire Surge because it makes it a lot better. And you actually do profit off regular drops if you use the methods I show. Now onto equipment. What I'm wearing right now is my preferred setup. I'll go through each part. I'm using the Penance Aura. You can also use Reverence or Vampirism or the magic boosting one. Any of those auras would help. I'm using an Acrosade's hood because of the prayer bonus, and it only gives one less magic attack than the Aram's hood, which you can also use. Also, if you're using Ganodermic, you can wear the Ganodermic visor, which gives slightly more magic attack and more defense. I have the Soul Wars cape. It gives good prayer bonuses. You can also use one of the mage capes for the magic attack from the mage arena in the wilderness. I'm wearing Arcane Streamer necklace. I highly recommend this. It makes a huge difference. It gives you 15% damage and 14 attack, and that makes a big difference over a long period of time. If you don't, you could wear a Fury or a Glory if you can't afford that. I'm using an Illuminated Holy Book because it gives good prayer bonuses. I don't have a Zamorak book. You could use that instead, it would be better. The Arcane Spirit Shield is probably the best option. If you're just poor and you don't have anything, you can just use an Elemental Shield. It would work. I highly recommend the Staff of Light. Its rune saving ability saves you a lot over a long period of time, and it gives pretty good stats. Some people use the Polypore Staff, which gives less bonuses overall, but it gives you more prayer. So if you want to save on prayer, you might want to use that. But I prefer the Staff of Light because I think it saves more because of the rune saving ability and the increase. I'm wearing an Aram's robe top and bottom. It gives good magic attack. You can wear Ganodermic, which gives you slightly more, not too much, but does give you a little bit more, and more defenses. I prefer Aram's because it doesn't cost near as much to repair. You could also wear Acrosades if you want to focus on prayer bonus, but you would miss a lot more. I'm wearing Infinity Boots just for the mage bonus. You could also wear Mystic Boots instead. I do recommend a Ring of Wealth. I tested with and without a wealth, and I did profit more per hour using a wealth. If not, you could wear an Explorer's Ring. It gives you prayer and magic attack, and you could also wear a Seer's Ring. I'm wearing Barrow's gloves. You could use a combat bracelet or a regen bracelet if you can't afford, if you can't get Barrow's gloves. Now for healing. If you have 88 summoning, you can use unicorns, which that could be your only source of healing, and they're really effective. I use Soul Split for my healing, so I just use prayer potions. You can effectively heal with Soul Split for an entire trip. I do bring in extra Ceradomin Brew just for emergencies. If you don't have Soul Split and you don't have unicorns, then you should just use sharks or monkfish if you're poor. Bunyips, if you're not using a unicorn or a steel titan or any other kind of familiar that might help you here, you can just use a bunyip, and over time it does add up the healing. I do recommend the Enhanced Excalibur for your special weapon, and if you've done the elite tasks, it's even better, especially if you're overloading. This is my low level setup. I don't recommend using this if you're wanting to make money, only if you just want to kill them and hope you get lucky with boots. Otherwise, I don't think you should do this. I'm using regular food, and I'm using a Vecna Skull, which acts as an unlimited magic potion, and a bunyip just for the extra healing. This is my guess at a medium level setup. I'm assuming you're using the melee method that I will show in this video. We switch to melee mid-fight to kill the Glacites. It saves you some money because you don't have to use as many runes. If you're using Soul Split to heal, then just get rid of most of these sharks, maybe just a couple for emergencies, and just add in a few more prayer potions and maybe another prayer renewal. I'm assuming you have the Enhanced Excalibur. And I'm assuming you don't have a unicorn. Use a unicorn if you have it, or if maybe even not if you're using Soul Split, and Bunyip if you don't have anything else. Now here's my example of a high level setup. I'm assuming you have overloads. And I have unicorns, but I just use Soul Split. If you don't have Soul Split, you can just use unicorns. Either one works. You don't really need both. If you're on standard book, so you can use augury, or however you say it, you can use the unicorns instead, but you don't need both. Now I'm using Armadale runes because whenever the Glacites spawn, a really fast way to kill them is with the Storm of Armadale, because it has the minimum hit, and I'll show that too. I use this setup, but instead of Armadale runes, I use the melee just to save money, but this is more effective. Okay, so to get to Glacors, you have to use a fairy ring. You put in the code DKQ, and if you've gone there before, you can just use your travel log. Now when you go here, you get imbued with the power of Jazz, or the Stone of Jazz, whatever. But what that basically makes you do is here, when you use Fire Surge, or any fire spell I guess, the formula, I think, from my experience, is two times the damage you're going to hit plus 80. So say if you were going to have hit a 300, instead you would hit a 680. If that makes sense. Okay, so you want to make sure you have Fire Surge already on. If you have health loss, then you just use Soul Split on your first hit. If you're using Soul Split, if not, use Unicorns. I drink a Renewal, and then I drink an Overload. And I use the Excalibur. You might want to use that a little earlier. The methods are exactly the same if you're using the other setups. You just ignore the overloads and stuff. So you hit, and if I assume they're using range for their first hit because my range defense is much lower than my mage defense. But as you see, he used mage. Now he just uses his left arm for mage and uses his right arm for range. So if you see him lift his other arm, that means he's going to use one of his other attacks. Now as you see, he just spawned. When they spawn, you have to attack the Enduring Glacite once. You go, while your guy's walking, you switch your stuff. I'm switching to melee right now, as you can see. You can switch to melee prey or Soul Split if you need to. And you do activate Turmoil or Piety if you're on the standard book. It speeds up the kills a lot. Now the farther away the Enduring Glacite is from the actual Glacor, it makes him weaker. So you want to have him more distance. If you're, say, right over here by the thing, he's going to be a little bit harder to hit. You kill the Sapping first just to slow your prayer drain. Then you kill the Enduring, and then you kill the Unstable last. Try to kill the Unstable last because the Glacor takes on the trait of the last one you kill. So, and this is just the best one. It's more effective. Switch back to your stuff. Equip your other items back. If you remember what last attack you was using, use that. Now as you can see, when he's using range, he's picking up his other thing. His other arm. Now the thing about Glacors is the damage isn't calculated till it actually hits you. So you could wait until just before it hits you and then turn on Protect, and then it won't hurt you. It makes them a little bit different. They have the best blue charm rate I'm aware of in the game, and one of the best effigy rates. Okay, now that I've done a few kills to warm up, I'm going to run through this slowly. So, step 1, activate your range prayer, because you're assuming, just in case, because their range attack will be more accurate. You attack them, switch to mage if needed, soul split when you need health if you're soul splitting. Once he spawns the Glacites, attack the Enduring Glacite once, and then click over here. While you're clicking, turn off your Fire Surge and switch all your stuff. Turn on your melee prey. Now the Unstable Glacite, it has a bar, I didn't mention that, the first kill. When it gets to the top, it explodes, so you have to move away from it. Turn on Turmoil after you're settled. Keep the Enduring one away. The farther away, the more damage you're going to hit. And if you're using the Armadale Store method, when you come over here, you just simply turn off your Fire Surge, turn on Storm of Armadale. And I'll show this kill. Okay, so as for drops, they drop shards of Armadale, which you can grind into dust of Armadale, and you can sell those in the Grand Exchange, and you get about 120, 130k for 8 of these, even though the price is actually much lower that on the guide. They drop lots of regular drops that do add up, and they have a chance of dropping 3 of the most valuable boots in RuneScape. Rage Fire for magic, they're worth about 8 mil. Glavins for range, they're worth about 25 mil. And Steadfasts are about 46 mil at the moment, they're for melee. The average XP per hour here, I've only calced it for using the melee method, switching to melee. And I get about 80k magic XP per hour, 20k attack XP per hour, and about 30k hit points XP per hour, which is pretty good. It's more magic XP per hour than alking, and you actually make money, and you have a chance at making a lot of money, and plus all the effigies and stuff. So it's a really good place to come and train and make money. So I hope this helped you guys. Have fun Glacoring. I'll just do a few kills, fast forward for the rest of this video.